I would rather be single than be with someone who does not want to spoil me.
Kwa hivyo, empowered women na independent babes.
You naishanga kwa ofisi. Please, pale kwa boardroom, when I want you to take my ideas, to give me recognition for the work that I'm doing, inaishi hapo. When I get home, mimi ni mnyonge.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Love Matters Podcast. I'm your host, Joel Keo, and this week I have something special. But before that, you do know this is the only podcast where we get to talk about real young people facing real challenges, and we try and find real solutions. And in that order, I do have a beautiful guest with me today. And as you know, as it is drill, I'm not going to introduce them. They're going to tell us who they are, what they do, where they're from, and then we are going to jump right into the conversation. So, my beautiful co-host, take it away.
Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Mary Ann, but ukinitumia M-Pesa in my brain a different name.
Watume kuconfirm.
Yes, okay, please. Nisalimeni but kwa M-Pesa, si kwa text. Just say a hello, then you'll get my real name there. And I'm really happy to be here. Thanks, Ro, for the invite.
Yeah.
I am professionally, I'm a counseling psychologist.
I need a therapist.
For real?
I do.
Yeah.
Don't get rates, but
yeah, but I'm also a jack of all trades. But my most important title is being a mom to a lovely boy called Simba. Yeah.
You know, I didn't think like Simba was his name. I just thought like it's a nickname or something. I just like, there's some fire babes here calling him child. It's his actual name.
It's his actual name.
Damn.
I was like, I want a strong king.
Strong king.
Kwanza, I watched Lion King when I was pregnant. I think at that time walikuwa released like a more modern version.
Remake.
Yes. So I was like, you know what? This boy.
Simba.
And then he was kicking the entire time. I'm just watching it.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? That is your name. Get it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mama Simba.
Karibu.
Thank you. And so folks, today we have a really interesting conversation about people who are either in relationships or budding relationships. And that is, do you support 50-50 in relationships? I do. I strongly support 50-50 in relationships.
Why?
It's all about reciprocation, you know? And when we're talking about 50-50, I'm not even talking about money. Okay, yes, but when it also comes down to the emotional aspect, when it comes to, you know, being there for someone, I will go 100. So that 50 is my 100, and so I'll expect the other 50 to be your 100. When it's money, it's definitely that 50-50 that you're thinking of. Because that house ain't gonna pay itself, and two people are living inside, you know? So I don't know, I feel, personally, maybe it's because I'm not maybe that financially stable. Maybe not. I'm not that financially stable to be able to say that I can be able to put in 100% at this time, you know, because this is an investment that I'm making. So if it's an investment that I'm making because I'm investing in my partner, I'm doing this for my partner.
Yeah.
For you to go and do that with someone else,
okay.
Somebody going to jail. Somebody going to jail.
Is not so far away.
It's not so far away. Yo, somebody's going to jail. I don't know. What about you? Do you support 50-50?
For me, I support 50-50 in other things except financially.
Yeah.
Because, guys, I forgot to tell you, my other name is Baby Girl. I love people's money. My love language is
confirmed gifts. You have received.
Yes. Like, just talk to me with money language.
Yeah.
And I'll love you. Like, ile ya kabisa.
Yeah.
So, for me, vile tu umesema, I believe that everyone should give in 100 when it comes to effort in their relationship.
Yep.
You know, so kama niko kwenye bedroom when the lights are dim and wanna give your best. Give your 100, which is the 50.
Yeah.
But when it comes to money and resources, I guess it's just maybe how I was brought up, what I would hear my aunties say in regards to how a woman should be treated.
Yeah.
And then for me, I was raised by a very modern mom, but she also believed in being taken care of. So I was always like, me when I get married, or when I get, me kwanza by then I expected from my boyfriend, ata si marriage,
tukianza kuongelea next week uko na emergency.
Ata si next week, tomorrow I'm like, hi, sunbe lunch. Like I am that upfront when it comes to money, because I believe like if you really want to grab my attention, ni surprise.
Take me out.
Kidogo, Why do you want me to be like all jolly while you're not putting that smile on my face through some dollars?
I mean, some strokes would do. I mean, I'm just saying.
To turn me on, you have to
chop some money. But don't let me ask.
Splash it.
Let me ask.
Splash it.
Nowadays, we're all about independent babe.
Yeah.
Fire babe, empowered women.
Yeah.
Empowered women inaishianga kwa finances.
Inaishianga hapo. Guys, I am a true example of
my lord.
Uku inje I am Miss Independence.
but to your man.
I like flashing my man's card. I like going for those shopping sprees with my man's money. And luckily, God has been good to me because the people I have dated in the past, and even when I was married, I was spoiled. So Mimi, I would rather be single than be with someone who does not want to spoil me.
Kwa hivyo empowered women na independent babes.
You naishanga kwa ofisi. Please, pale kwa boardroom, when I want you to take my ideas, to give me recognition for the work that I'm doing, inaishi hapo. When I get home, mimi ni mnyonge.
Hata kutoa balbu.
I cannot. Hata sijui bei ya bulb.
Kama ni independent, tunakuwa independent kila mahali. I know the Bible says, kwa wale wanafuata Biblia, man's job is to provide, protect. The 4 P's, sichuzo zingine.
But not even the Bible only, even our culture.
Even our culture, yeah.
Sindio.
Lakini sasa kama tukianza kufuata culture, si hata we are doing away with FGM. Si FGM is culture. So si hata ikifika hapa.
Okay, not that deep. Because you see, also culture has its retrogressive elements and oppressive elements, right? But kawaida how a man and a woman should engage, or how partners should engage, kuna mtu lazima kuwe spoiled. And in the end, I think, or rather the men I have encountered, they are proud when they feel like they're providing for their woman. So
how much did you
me, I'll only buy you a birthday gift. Ama, I'll spend on you.
Birthday gift ni nini kwa zisikuwe socks?
Hapana. Mimi nimeweza kubuy tires. Like, you know, big,
I need new tires. Like,
iPhone.
I need new tires. Na service yangu iko karibu.
But unajua pia.
I need a gift. Say ati I need a gift.
Sikia, ndo nikubuy hizo tires ama your iPhone. Nitakuwa nimesave part of the money you give me.
So still my money coming back to me.
But you won't know. You know.
Bora nimepata tires.
Yeah. Me when I'm in love, I really, really go all out.
Yeah.
I make sure my man feels, you know, like a king. But in return, just spoil me. Spoil me. That's what turns me on. That's what makes me feel feminine. You know, when I look good for you, at least najua ni pesa yako. Si tunaniambia ati nakwambia I'm going to the salon, then you're like, babe, send me a selfie.
Ukimaliziwa.
Na saa hiyo ujui nimespend pesa ngapi kwa. But then me when you do that block.
Na pesa ya nani?
Because sasa tunaambiana nini hapa. You know. And also if for example your man at the moment hana your potential ya go crazy spending on you, at least let him find ways of empowering you economically. Ama nakutia gigs depending on your skill set.
Lakini mababe mtasema hiyo ni hustler. Mimi nataka physical cash. I mean, that's what most babes can say.
Okay, they can say that, but at least uni mtu pia anataka ku build into your vision, to build into your future.
Lakini sasa most of the time inakuanga mimi ninataka pesa, mtu ni stingy. Me, I want money. I don't want the business.
By the way, let me tell you, a man who is stingy will never change, whether when they're broke or when they get money, because you already ingrained kwa roho yake. Now, stingy men are people with childhood traumas. Zenye, by the way, they have been unresolved. Because why on earth are you stingy? Mtu ako stingy kwako, ako stingy to themselves, ako stingy to their moms, ako stingy to... And then they're angry people. Me, I've never seen a stingy person who is happy. You have ever seen mtu stingy ako happy?
Kwanza mimi ninaweza jua, it actually goes all the way to even like landlords who are building houses. Unanyonga tu nyumba vibaya sana, you're like, really now?
The space
me. Nataka kuishi hapa.
Ushaona zile nyumba za landlord wa Kikuyu?
Doreen. Doreen will testify this on the next episode. But now when it comes to, you know, having that conversation, I know maybe I'm speaking from a point of, you know, being in a queer setting. Because when I'm now in a queer setting and, you know, this is a man and a man sort of relationship. Yeah, I'm a man who dates other men. So if I'm a man and you're a man, you have to pull your weight. You know, maybe that's why I'm all up for 50-50 at a certain aspect, because I will go to work, accumulate like, this is the amount of money I have made today. So how much have you made today? Let's have it together and then see how best we can be able to progress with it. You know, it's not about, I go to work my ass off the entire day, the entire month. I come back and you're telling me, oh, babes, look at this TikTok. Sir?
By the way, it's true.
You know, I uplift, you know, maybe I guess that's the aspect where it comes off with like, you know, you also have to pull your weight to make this relationship work, because I think for queer folks, you have to work twice as hard. So maybe that's why I'm all up for 50-50 in a queer setting. I don't know much about hetero setting, but that's why like if I'm pulling on this and you're also pulling on, and it's not only on the aspect like, oh, I'm a man, you're a man. No, it's all about how we're going to better ourselves and how we're going to better our lives. Because if this is a relationship, this is not only a one-sided relationship when it comes to everything else except finances. You know, everything have to align. You know, I come with my 50, you come with your 60, or, you know, vice versa or something of the sort. And then let's see how best to, because I don't want you to earn millions. I also don't have millions, you know. But kuja na punch yako ni kuja na sombili yangu.
Exactly.
You know? So maybe...
And I get your view
to a point,
because even for me, a man who's not putting effort would be unattractive. And that's why I've said, if for example sayo when we are dating, kama hana a lot but sinaonyesha kona vision, at least let me buy into your vision, let me buy into your dream and into your effort.
But honestly, do ladies trust visions nowadays?
Yes, kama ikona action.
Not you.
Kama ikona action.
All visions have actions.
Kuna mtu atakwambia, Ruel, I'll take you to Mars. I'll do, yani atakupampa na maneno. And then you see, what who have vision without action, they are so charismatic. They are gifted. Unaona, wako gifted uko kwenye bedroom, wako gifted na maneno, you know, vitu tu za kukupapasa, but there's never action. There's nothing tangible. There's no result. And those are people you need to be very, very scared of. Very. Because huyo ni mtu atafanya upoteze destiny yako. So unasikia kuna destiny helpers. Sasa kuna destiny stealers, snatchers. Yes. Nani yao extremely charismatic people. So if someone is super charismatic, make sure ikona action na result.
Ameamka asubuhi, ametoka ameenda.
Yes. And even you see, even for me, vile nasema, I don't believe in 50-50. However, in a situation where I want to build with someone, like a family situation, yes, I want my hubby to spoil me, to take me to vacations, all those things that just make me feel super feminine. However, I am also thinking about our future. Sitaki mtoto wetu aende public school for life. There's nothing wrong with public school, but there are opportunities that are being offered in international setups that expose and set up your child for success. You see? So in that moment, because life inakwanga na ups and downs, maybe when you're dating, mtu atakuwa na splash on you, a few years into the relationship or the marriage, same thing, but then itafika a point where there might be challenges.
So
that is what your wisdom as the partner who's receiving the spoiling comes in.
Exactly. Tires.
So in such a situation, okay, fine. So this is no longer working. So considering how you've built and whatnot and where you want to go, begin making plans as early as you've decided this is the person I'm building with. No, ikifika your point and your things are not working, you're still able to find this person attractive. Ata kama has splash on you. You're still able to enjoy nyama and sausages. Ata kama there's no income coming from there's no income coming from their end. So even when you're like me, want to be spoiled, also have a bit of wisdom. Build with this person. But mtu mwenye uko sure naye, ukumbuke si destiny snatcher. Unaona, ama si mtu ha make effort. So that in that sense, honestly, even if it gets to a point where I need to style up as a woman and maybe, for example, support my partner, then it will make sense. Like I can give a quick example. There's a couple I witnessed when growing up. They were actually my mom's friends. Wazuri sana. It got to a point, the hubby now, kazi kaisha, and aka fall sick, akapata cancer, and ikenda ika affect the limbs, and he had to be amputated. You see, and this was a woman who was a kept wife. Never in her life had she ever
not about worked. The struggle life.
Yani nile ulitolewa kwa mamako kama umolewa into money. So in this situation, when the husband had to be amputated and he couldn't work anymore, she had to style up. Ikabidi sasa anze kufanya mabiashara. And imagine their lifestyle did not change. They just had a short transition period, 1 to 3 years. But because already alikuwa najua ku manage those lots of money. You know, money attracts money. So there's no utakuwa unakuwa spoiled and you don't know how to manage it. Unaona, hapo pia ndo wisdom inaingilia. So si ati unasema tu ati mimi natakanga kwenda Dubai, kwenda Paris, nini,
Singapore.
And you're not even appreciating or acknowledging the effort that went into bringing that money to life. Because as I've said, maisha ni panda shuka. So time ya kushuka, what will you do?
So let me ask, while we're there, while we're coming to close, would you spend your money on a man?
The love of my life, yes. To a talking stage. To a talking stage, you have to convince me.
Like me,
I
find Lisa is like sexy babe, but then I'm like, babe, I forgot my wallet. See, you can sort this Kabila.
How many times will you be forgetting your wallet?
I mean, to me, it's the first date.
First date, I know.
Okay, that's maybe first stretch.
First date, no.
Yeah, but would you support a man? Like, would you, like, let's say I've been splashing you with money, and then it comes down to it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, damn. I might need to eat some of your money.
I would support. But
to a certain
extent, history too matters. I'm not just supporting nobody. As we said earlier, a man mwenye haleti anything is not attractive. So our history will really determine the level of support that I give this person. And they can give with a personal experience. So Mimi, after I gave birth, I was a kept wife.
A baby girl.
And nilikuwa nashughulikiwa everything. But when COVID hit, obviously, kukakuwa na a bit of changamoto. The flow was not flowing as much. And hapo I had to be creative as just being that kept wife. Nianze kutafuta to small gigs. Pia ni appreciate my person nimwambie. By the way, you know what? Hii COVID is siku stress. We are in this together. And after COVID, as in like, I didn't have to wait for the entire year to Isha. When things went back to normal, I continued being spoiled. Unona. So I did not mind in that particular setup because already I knew this is someone I trust. This is someone who nezacha my life na life ya mtoto wangu in their hands na tutalala njaa. You know. So absolutely I would support. I would support, but tukianza na please.
Absolutely not. Prove to me that I should spend my money on you, right?
Exactly.
Damn. Then, you know, in that case, I'm looking at it from perspectives of, I'm looking at it from a queer setting where I totally support 50-50.
Yeah.
You're looking at it from a hetero perspective where you're like, everything else, like, I'm an independent babe.
Yeah.
Until Messiah Bill. That's where we draw the line.
That is where we draw the line.
That's where we draw the line, right?
Yes.
So, in the final words as we're coming to a close, right? In this life, or maybe in society today, where we're seeing that babes are all about soft life without, wanting to lift a finger. I mean, you live your best life, right? What maybe can be the downside about it as we close?
As I said,
if there's a downside.
Security, financial security. So you as a woman, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to be a kept woman or a kept partner, depending on the type of relationship that you have. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be kept. In fact, history has tons of experiences where people were kept. Most of the queens in the world were kept, you see. But wisdom yako, hapo kwa being financially woke. First of all, unfortunately, and this I always view it from an African context, especially time ya colonialism and slightly afterwards, to glorify poverty sana. Then religion pia ndo hiyo imefanya una glorify poverty zaidi.
Not about the struggle life.
Yet we forget that pia hiyo Biblia and the Quran also has aspects of whoever you believe in, the higher being, being your ultimate provider, and you enjoying your life here on earth to the best. So we need to stop glorifying poverty. Back to my point, which is, as you're being kept and enjoying it, you need to be financially woke, because history yetu imefanya tusikue intentional about understanding how money works, how you get the money, how you maintain the money, how you multiply the money. So because of that poverty mindset, uko tupo spend. Imagine si ikifika, how many people will send you nini 2K, hata 2K peke. Do you know there's a time I could not find someone to send me 500. Sai nikitaka mtu atanitumia 100K atanitumia, because also the kind of relationships that you exactly. So how do you ensure that you're wise?
I mean, side but so.
Niteka markup.
Nitastaki mingi. Saba peke.
Nene nyuma ya 10. So anyway, ensure that you as the kept partner in that situation, you understand mambo za money, you understand about emergency kitty, about insurance, about rainy days and all those things, and how to multiply money. And multiplication, most of the times I'm invest in shares, invest in what? Sometimes that is too complex for a normal person to understand. So how do you multiply it with the little that you can do, or the little knowledge or information? So always make sure as the kept person, you're thinking about rainy days. You're thinking about the future. No isikurambe ruel. Me, I have seen girls who are in amazing situations, and then their partners passed on, and wamerud 0. And you see, human beings can only help you to a certain extent. Atachoka na wewe because and then watachoka na wewe because they have their own problems. And you can't blame them. So how can you be wise from the moments that you're being kept, from the moments that you're going to Dubai, you're going to Cape Town, you're going to Miami, all those things. Ndo sianze kuuza iPhone 15 yako, ndo weke chakula kwa meza. Isibidi, juzi niliona mali kwa social media, mtu akipeana advice, how you can use men for money. Sorry, but the comment section ilikuwa inasema, mwili yako ndo itumia. Because itabidi you start, doing other activities that maybe undignify you in that moment because you're desperate. So make sure you never get to a place of despair.
That's a terrible point.
And that is just about you thinking for the future. So enjoy Sai, but plan for when?
The future.
Because if you don't plan for your money will plan for you.
Amen to that. There you have it. Are you a 50-50 body? Well, I am. Lisa isn't. So you have heard it. Do let us know your opinions in the comment section about your opinions about 50-50 in a relationship. What is 50-50 to you? Is it Lisa and everything else apart from money? Or is it me where it is everything, including money, where we have to split 50? That's all we had for you in studio today. So be sure to leave a like, share, follow our pages. That is Love Matters Kenya, Love Matters Africa on all social media platforms. And until next week, my name is Joel Okeyo. I've been your host. Goodbye, Koheri, adios, obrigado. Ciao. Bye.
Love Matters. Open, honest, sex friendly.